Somebody just wants to play sound.
Coming out of your computer, right?
That's mine.
I thought the like tech person would know how to
Right?
turn down their volume,
I'm
but
sure we think so.
Just click the mute button on the keyboard.
Sure, for a sec.
Oh, I was like, huh, that sounds like my phone.
Now, this. And everyone, help yourselves to some food, some drink. We figure this is an end of day style workshop. So there's beer in that little cooler bag, there's wine, charcuterie, chips. I didn't bring it just to have it sit there, so. Get in there.
I did it once.
And you are sharing the screen, great.
What is the vibe?
Right on there on the.
Hopefully that's correct.
That's well.
Right.
Something else.
Yeah, so I'll let everyone get sort of connected and then we're gonna do a little intro, but the focus of this workshop is gonna be lots of hands-on. It's not gonna be just me up here telling you things. The whole goal with this is for everyone who comes here today to basically get your own trained on your own business assistant that will be able to answer questions the same way that you or a really well-trained person at your company would be. So that's the idea. So yeah, let me know when everyone's kind of got on the network.
Listen to your tech expertise. Hello.
All right.
Hi.
All right, this is my beautiful wife and business partner, Mari.
Hi.
Maria.
Everyone, hi. I know some of you. Right, you record
Oh, thank you.
the tech expertise you needed from me.
Yeah, I know. I've already been struggling, so I need
Yeah.
help. Yeah. All right. Looks like we have cord. Yeah.
I'm over here.
All right. Well, Mari, you put together this presentation.
Yeah.
So if you
I
wanna
did.
dive right in.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so as you guys know, this is called Turn Visitors into Customers. Now, I'm not sure how much you guys read on the site about what we're doing here, but this is basically going to be about how you can integrate AI into your workflows in a way that's not going to steal anyone's jobs. It's not going to Nick, on the other hand, I don't even know where this came from. Came from nowhere, it looks like. Yeah, so basically we're going to be teaching you guys how to set up your very first AI assistant if you've not had one before. What is an AI assistant and how is that different from just regular AI? So a lot of us are used to ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or 100 other different large language models, LLMs, where you type in your question or you say like, put a cat on my dad's shoulder, whatever you want, and you get more or less what you ask for. A AI assistant is actually, we're going to be going to the next one. That's not ours. This is
Well, actually, real quick before we advance, let me get signed on to the Wi-Fi.
Great, thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no worries.
and
Is now these agents aren't just answer your questions, they can actually do work. So this is kind of the very first step into that world. You train something that knows you and your business, and then it actually can do some work for you. In this case, help you get leads, help you get people to the right product page, that sort of thing. So that's really the difference, like going from ChatGPT, oh, I got an answer, to, oh, I got something that's doing work, and I now have a lead that I can follow up with.
And in addition to what he was saying, because this is trained on your business, if there's another business out there that has the same name as yours, but you know, in Colorado or New Mexico, sometimes those large language models will give the wrong information because they'll be like, oh, business ABC, they specialize in like portraits of your pets, and you're like, that's not what I do at all. That has nothing to do with what I do. But because it's in the cloud, you can get any information. But if it's on your business's brain, then it's trained on a set of information that you control rather than whatever's plucked from the internet.
Yeah. All right, so are we all connected? Good to go? All right. Let's see, moment of truth.
Oh,
Wow,
let's
you
see.
know.
Okay, so this is the workshop overview. We're going to start out with intros for all of us because, believe it or not, we're going to be working together today. And then we're going to talk about what is agentic AI. I was kind of jumping on that a little bit, but agentic is basically like how you have AI that does work for you rather than just someone who answers questions or makes funny pictures. Then we're going to together set up our own assistants for our own business. We'll teach you how to customize the settings, training, managing your brain, which is the information you put into your assistant. And then we're going to share with each other the brains that we create today and the assistants we create today and give each other feedback because AI is not perfect the first time around or the first 20 times around. So we're going to work on that together. So that's me and half of Nick. Yeah, so we are a build design team and we're a husband and wife team, if that wasn't obvious. We've been working together for about 20 years. Nick is like the back end, the logic, like talking to computers, and I am more on the design side. So like, does this next step make sense? Does it look good? Is it obvious what should happen next? Is it consistent with our branding? So we work together to put together a product that's both like ready to go and like doesn't make your customers confused.
And you confused. One of the experiences that I've had using a lot of the tools out there that are meant to get your business hooked up to help, you know, customers on your website. The onboarding is insane. You know, you generally have to be like a super nerdy tech person who's like in the tech. So the cool thing about working with Mari is my brain might be all like logic, and that's why I'm kind of hidden. I'm behind the scenes usually. Mari's really good at helping to simplify things, make them elegant, right? Elegance is the basically removing all the stuff that doesn't need to be there. So that's what we've gone for here.
Yeah, and I think this is a good idea for all of us to go around and introduce ourselves.
Yes.
Say your name, what your business is, and what brought you here today.
And I think you got some questions too, in an email from Carly, some of you. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so yeah, if you got those questions, basically they were, you know, what are the common things that people ask you that you kind of find yourself answering over and over again before they're ready to buy, right?
Or commit.
Yeah, exactly. And then with your website, it's gonna be, what is the primary thing you want someone who's coming to your website to do? Like I know, Mary, I remember when we worked on like one of your on Propel, it was all about that. It was like, okay, well, what are we actually trying to do at any step of the way? And we'll get into more of that. So yeah, let's go around the room and do those. Want to start?
Sure. Yeah. Hi, my name is Erica Dressler. Nice to meet you all. Apologies for being late, and I'm really happy to be here. It's actually interesting because I work in AI, and so I previously went to another workshop through the Chamber of Commerce that was also super informative. So I'm happy to be here too. I am not as familiar with sales assistants, and so I actually have a team, and we do specific implementations for professional services firms.
Okay.
And so I am in the process of building my website, optimizing it, and would really appreciate this perspective in terms of creating a sales assistant, sales funnel, some other way of connecting with potential leads and clients, especially making it really personable too, because of course with AI, there is some hesitancy about using it in certain respects and how they use our data, and just also kind of creating something that also has a little bit of a human touch.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy to be here. I field a lot of questions from potential clients about like privacy and also like what is my information being used for? And so this would be really helpful too, to just better understand like the best ways of using it from like your expertise and your perspective. A lot of individuals, I was just looking at the questions here, a lot of individuals asked me, of course, about like pricing, complexity, and also I come across various executives with either they're very excited about AI or unsure but curious or just very hesitant. So I field a lot of questions about that too, which I think would be really relevant to this and better understanding how to optimize it. But really, I would just like to create a simple way of anybody coming to the website to just learn what we do quickly and easily and be able to offer their information in a way that's like very user friendly, easy for them to see, and possibly like add their contact information or a way to engage further. So that would be really helpful. And then I think they really, a lead or potential client just really wants to understand kind of what we can do, what that scope looks like, the structure looks like, and it would be great to be able to, if that's a more advanced stage of this too, to be able to possibly answer a few questions that they have or be able to just clarify just ways that they can contact us or get in touch to make that next step in the sales pipeline, the sales process. So
Very
that's what I'm
familiar
here.
with all of those conflict
Great.
points.
Yeah,
So-
it's really important. Okay, thank you.
So,
Appreciate it. Happy to be here.
Have like your perspective. It sounds like in a lot of ways you're kind of are in a similar world as us on the build side, on the implementation side. So
Yeah, and there's so many different areas of building and implementing. So this is
Yeah.
really valuable, really interesting. Thank you. Excited to learn. Thanks.
My name is Corey Hunt. I'm the business development manager here at North Carolina Community Alliance. One of my jobs is running the chamber. Well, not running the chamber status, running the visitor center is what I meant to say. So I have with like put together something with the Google LM notebook as a way to, my goal is to hopefully drive visitors to our businesses. And so I put in a bunch of stuff into that as sort of made the notebook public. So hopefully people can at some point use that, but that's a pretty basic thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My name is Manuela Paparella and my business is MP Design. I do interior architecture, mostly focusing on remodels, planning and design and project management. And I'm looking to set up basically like a help when a potential lead or client gets to my website, that they, not just look at the pictures. But, I know there's always questions and, one of the major questions is always like, how much is it gonna cost me? That's what they're mostly concerned with, from the design part and planning, but also from a construction perspective. So, maybe if I can set up something, to kind of capture the potential audience while they are on my site versus them just maybe stealing ideas and then going somewhere else and doing it themselves. And the other question that always comes up is the whole permitting process, how that works. Do we need permits or do we don't, can we do it without permits? So that's a constant.
Yeah, that sounds like it's not a simple process.
Yeah, and everybody, like especially around here, Tahoe, I guess, wants to do it without permits. Which could.
It's a lot quicker.
Yeah, but it could potentially backfire, right? I mean, there's give and takes,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I always tell clients like, look, legally you're supposed to get a permit, so. But that's essentially what I'm looking to do with it. And I did take like an agentic AI class, like a very, very preliminary, like a few months ago, like an online class, which is
Okay.
actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It was hosted by a business organization from, I think, Solano County or somewhere, you know, middle of nowhere.
Nice.
But it was actually pretty good. It was like a 2-hour class.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah, anyway, so I'm kind of curious and excited to see what you guys are up to.
Yeah,
You.
yeah, thanks for coming.
My name is Dave Bass. I'm a local realtor. I really just want to capture people's info, contacts, answer basic questions. What do I do to buy? What do I do to sell? And, but as long as I get their info, that's really what I'm looking for. And drawn to that info page maybe on the website.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
that's fine.
I'm Mary Berlio with Turkey Tahoe Radio. I wear a lot of different hats for the radio station, but mostly in the back and stuff. And I am here to see if I can help build something to support my sales team. Maybe try to funnel people if they have like an event that they want to advertise that's coming up soon versus just more general branding. That would be like an ongoing sort of advertising contract. Just great. See how I can assist them
Awesome.
and streamline their process.
I'm DJ. I work for Ground Block Management Company, so we have properties that we manage, not like individual units per se, more like groupings. So I'm figuring this probably suits one of our smaller properties where we don't have a lot of staff, so the office isn't staffed with as many hours. People have the strangest questions. They're very unsure, you know, a lot of people, they're coming to the mountains, they don't know what to do, whether it's summer or winter. They're afraid of a lot of things, they're just clueless on others. So it's like relieving that pressure of humans of answering the same question. And just arbitrary things like, is there a kettle? Is there coffee? Are there beach towels? Or there's like so many things, as well as trying to like sell the room.
Yeah,
You know, and like no matter what you say on the site, they still book the wrong room and then they blame it on you because they're not on the beach, they're across the road, but they chose the cheap units and they thought they were getting a lakefront, things like that. So maybe this agent can tell them, like, you know.
You can build a mean one.
Shake them. You don't get $119 night lakefront units, so. That's on the forest side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of that, and it's seasonally, it's difficult, so if you can relieve some of the pressure in the season, then you have fewer people answering questions, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. We love our customers, so. Listen to heart from all.
We all love the
You just wanna get the annoying stuff out of the way so you can have the enjoyable conversation.
Yeah, the real like meaty conversation.
That's good. Well, hi guys, I'm Mary Sheehan. I've known these guys for at least like 15 years, but they're always the friends I go to have the smartest AI conversation. So this was like slam dunk to attend, but I'm a marketer by day and then by night I have an online coaching business. And right now I've found that if I have a one-on-one conversation with people, it's like almost a 100% close rate, but I don't have time for that. So how do I kind of scale myself? How do I answer some of the questions? How do I make people feel more like they're getting a piece of me without me having to spend 30 minutes individually with everyone before they sign up for a program? So here to learn about how to do that. And I've been taking a 12-week AI class called Uncommon Business. And yeah, but I haven't really learned any of this stuff yet. So this is exciting. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. And Kim, we gotta get you introduced to you too.
If you guys know me. But I'm just here to support the businesses, and I think the question I get most from business owners is just, how can I market? How can I promote my business?
All right.
Great.
Great. All right. I'm gonna move along. Yeah, thanks for all that. I mean, it's cool hearing the different kind of needs. I mean, there's a lot of overlap, obviously. So I'm excited to show you what we've put together and then also to see what you'll put together. Because again, we're gonna get to the interactive stuff pretty quick here. Okay.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about what agentic AI is, before we got started. But basically, the way it works is, it's not like a question answer. AI agents are able to learn from the world around them, gather different types of information and put it together in order to like build a brain, and understand what the problems are and how to achieve more complex tasks by breaking them into little bite-sized pieces. So then they can also use all of the online tools that we can use. If you want them to do a web search, fill out a form, that kind of stuff, they can fill out that. If it's you need them to prepare documents, if you need them to send emails, they can do the whole process if you have enough of them and you train them a lot. So, and then lastly, they do learn from what you say and do and the inputs you give them. So if you're not training them, they're going to be dumb. But if you're teaching them like a little baby child, then they get smarter. So it's really like you get what you put into it. I think a lot of people get frustrated with AI because it's like, I've asked you the same thing a million times. And like AI isn't that old yet. It's just a baby and we're all trying to make it better. So yeah, basically these AI assistants can work independently, but not right off the bat. So I want to put that out there so no one is expecting like a miracle when it first starts, because it does take human effort in order to train these machines to do our bidding.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think the clearest thing I've heard, it goes back to kind of what I was saying before, it's like the ChatGPT, the Gemini, the Claude will answer your questions. And obviously you can get a little bit more out of it if you start creating projects and gems or whatever they're called. But the difference with an agent is that instead of just answering, it's gonna do work for you. But to do work, just like a new hire who's eager, who wants to impress, probably can get a lot of stuff wrong until you train it. So we'll get to that, because that's actually one of the most important things about setting up and working with this kind of system, is teaching it, is basically correcting its mistakes, because that becomes learning exercises. All right, so this is where we get into the fun. So the thing to do here is go to Bombyx Lab. Yeah, go to this URL basically. So, and then of course, if anyone's on a phone, can always do the QR code.
Do you think we should do it on the laptop?
I think it's okay. So this will get you into a flow where you're signing up with Bombyx Labs to create like basically this pre-packaged assistant that will scan your website and figure out how pretty much everything you have on your website. If you don't have a website yet, this is probably not for you, but
I mean, I actually have helped people, it's interesting, help people set up their website by first creating the brain that knows their business. Because then that actually becomes a really powerful source of material, of knowledge, of understanding. So there's also that too. All right, so let's see, I'm just gonna look around and make sure. And then, yeah, so at this point right there, so you can either continue with Google or do email or go ahead, yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, so you're right.
Does it make a difference, Google versus email?
No, it's just whatever you're more comfortable with is the best way to go there. All right.
Oops, no. Okay, so it's gonna ask you for some basic information, like your business name, your website, that kind of stuff. And then it will start a scan of the information that you already have on your website. And if you have like a gajillion pages on your website, it'll just do kind of the top levels. But as you go, if your site's like 10 pages or something, it'll get the whole thing.
Yeah, and that process sometimes gets put into a, well, I saw on yours, Corey, that it was.
I just changed my bar website to make it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes this process, yeah, the learning from your website. So what it's gonna do is you've added your website. And yeah, it's, so you're seeing the crawler capacity thing, and so
After you.
basically there's
say-
computers behind the scenes that are gonna go and browse your website and pull in some of that initial information.
Nice.
Can you tell me am I in the right place? I don't really know.
Sure. Oh, okay, yeah, so what you wanna do is go to, try refreshing that actually, here. You go to login. And then go to request app access, scroll to the bottom, go to have an inject code. And then enter NT61 this. In there. Okay, and then yeah, so just you can either do Google or email and password. Just do that, and that's your last step there. All right, Erica, looks like you're on that.
My website's quite long, so I'm gonna get.
Oh, that's okay.
Of it.
Yeah,
okay.
and that's okay, cause this part right now, because there's a bunch of us in the room all jumping on this at once. The automatic crawling, this might honestly take a while. The nice thing is it's gonna run in the background and it will get done, but we can kind of, once I see everyone's kind of at least set, on that. We'll jump into the next step.
Yeah, and so that can run in the background, and in the meantime, if you go over into the sidebar, we can get into customizing your assistant. So if you go into the sidebar, there's something called assistant, and under that, there is settings. So when you go to customize the settings, this is where you can make sure the assistant, which is gonna show up like a little chat box on your website eventually when you plug it in. You can select your brand colors, you can customize your avatar, you can leave it as it is and not do anything and it'll be fine. But if you want it to flow seamlessly with your website, this is where you would do it. You can also give it goals as to like, what kind of information do you want to collect? Are there any topics that you don't want it to speak to? Like, please do not give any legal advice. Please do not like accept photos. You can tell it what kind of boundaries you want and what you want it to say or do if someone tries to cross those boundaries.
Yeah, so we'll give you guys a few minutes, because I think some of you are wanting to like probably upload an avatar, mess around with it a little bit, so we'll give you a few moments here. And then, yeah, of course, if anyone's running into any issues, just flag me or Mari.
We can flag you.
Dang.
The brand color, if I put like the web color in there, will it find it?
If you have a hex code, that which is like, where do you have your,
Like hers, yeah.
yeah, so do you have access to your website?
Yeah.
And if you can figure out what that code is, or if you click that little box, you can kind of select it, but it won't be precise if you do it that way. The best way to do it is to copy an image and then color sample.
Oh,
that
if I
way.
put like a web code color in it, it won't find it.
Well, what kind of web code color?
It's, well, I don't know, when I read the marketing, it just says use the web code color.
Oh,
I
okay,
search
so-
it, it just like comes up and
Yeah.
it's in.
Yeah, I mean, if you have, so the little code that starts with a hashtag,
Yeah,
that 6-digit code is the like code of your color.
right.
So you would just enter it in there and then it would change this top. And then one of the things you'd want to do is make sure that, like, if you have a light color, use dark font. If you have a dark color, use light font, otherwise.
Oh, it's gonna be like the whole background color.
Well, it'll be like this. So this is your preview and it's gonna show you, like, you can see that you put yourself in there. And like right now, it's a kind of a darker background with white font.
Oh, right,
But if this was like, say, yellow, the white font would not be legible.
right.
So,
It's actually close to that color,
Okay.
so
well, perfect.
I just want to see. Yeah.
And I noticed a lot of you are at this part of this right here where you can actually set the style and tone and also what the assistant should do. And so this is kind of speaking to a lot of what you all were saying about what you actually want this assistant to do. An important one is if you actually want this assistant to ask for people's email, so to basically capture them as a lead, you'll want to make sure you check like customer contact info, and you'll want to then save that. That's an important thing to do there. Then you'll have that selected. You can ask for just their name and email, or optionally phone if you want that as well.
Do you want to talk to speed versus accuracy as well and why we have that?
Sure. Yeah, so the idea with this is sometimes if you have like if you have a website where you want to make sure like it only answers very carefully, because if it messes up, that could be a big problem. Then you would want to go strict, and it's going to make the system take longer. It's going to really carefully only base what it answers on what you've basically uploaded to this through that website scan or by adding PDFs or whatever. But if you're okay with just a quick, flexible, kind of assistant,
General.
yeah, it's gonna be a little quicker, and it's still gonna make sure it doesn't just make stuff up that's really baked into this system, but it's gonna be a little quicker, a little more loose. So yeah, let me know if anyone has any questions at this point.
What's like the back end of what you guys had built this on?
Yeah, so it's basically an PHP app called app building framework called Laravel.
Cool.
And it's like you've heard of it before.
Mhm.
It's like one of the most common, most popular, basically scripting languages that you can build this type of software. I'm trying to make it so I don't get into too technical mode here. But then of course, the actual intelligence that powers this, that's going to be connecting to OpenAI. That's where the LLM is connected. Also Gemini, we have it set up so it's basically able to go and use whichever path is going to be able to provide intelligence.
Wow, okay.
So the idea with like Gemini, OpenAI, Claude is that at this point, they're all relatively interchangeable. All they're really doing is based on what they receive, what they're instructed to do, is coming back with a response. So behind the scenes, that's what a lot of how any type of chat system you're going to use, including the one you're setting up now, is working.
Cool.
Question.
Sure.
If they have a question that's off limits, is there a functionality that could send or like escalate it possibly to like sending an email to a support team member or something?
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that?
with that kind of a thing, that's like where I guess you kind of go from the basic setup, right? With this kind of an assistant that's meant to answer questions, get you collect a lead, to if you want to do that deeper integration, it's totally possible, but that ends up being basically what we call hooking up additional tools kind of behind the scenes. So that is at this point kind of something you can do at an organization level.
Advanced.
Because you figure that there's similarities, but at a certain point, any one of our companies starts being pretty different.
So,
Okay, great, thanks.
like one of the companies we work with, they sell automotive paint, and they have this constant thing where people come to their site, they know they want to fix the scratch, they see a wall of colors, they don't know what to do. And so they'll say, hey, what's my color? And then this thing on the back end kicks off a research project that will basically automatically email them, ask for more information, they'll send it. And it does this back and forth until it ultimately gets them to the right place.
And then recommend a color and product for them to buy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's been huge.
Yeah, that like our client just this last month, I think they reported like $45,000 in additional sales just from that one like intelligent automated response back and forth that we helped them set up. All right, so everyone kind of looks like we're kind of at the point where we're ready to move on to the next step. Does anyone stuck anywhere along this way? Any questions before we do?
So, yeah, question, so with
Sure.
the off limits topics, I mean, there could be so many, right?
Yeah.
But if you wanna, like, the example you just made with the paint colors, so are you then generating an actual workflow or like for the assistant, or like, hey, somebody's asking about specific paint color, where it's being directed to the right page?
Exactly, so.
So then you don't have to list it on the off limit.
No.
You're not telling the assistant, hey, you know, if you get a question about the paint color, don't start going on the web and researching.
Yeah, the way I would see off limits topics is that your assistant is going to basically communicate based on what you've added to it, based on what's on your website.
Okay,
By default, it's gonna stay on topic.
that's gonna be sort of the first step, right? And then, so if it's not on your website, then it's gonna go and look for it somewhere else.
You know, honestly, it sticks to the script around your website.
Okay.
It's not meant to be a generalist like ChatGPT that can do
Yeah, yeah.
anything. This is
Yeah,
really
yeah.
just meant to keep people focused
On the
on
website.
what you want
Yeah,
them to do.
okay.
And so what I would say with this is like, after we get to the testing actual
Mhm.
part, if there are things that you find your assistant doing that you're like, "Ah, I really want it to stop,
Mhm.
this is where you can kind of go back.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's a place where you can like, just lock it in, don't talk about this.
Okay,
But I doubt you'll spend much time here.
okay, thank you.
Okay, how are we doing on our website scans?
Oh yeah, so go over to the brain. And let's see what we're seeing on your screens here.
So, yeah, it looks.
Well, it looks like. Alright, so I'm seeing some of them. No sources in there. Okay.
I don't think it saved my settings.
Go to the
Shoot.
brain, right?
Read side.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like yours is in process.
Okay, go to the brain.
And then we'll see if the scan is done. Scoot down a little bit. Well, try it again.
Let me see.
Some of them
Speed
are still going and some of them
Yeah.
are.
Kind of what I figured might be the case with everyone jumping on board. I'm gonna share a different screen. Oh wait, so that's good. I'm gonna see if I can speed that thing up a little bit. And even if those aren't all present, we can still kind of move along. So what are we gonna get your training?
Yeah, I mean, that would be after everyone's gotten their website scanned, at least to begin.
Yeah, let's see, how is that going? Looks like yours is, okay, yeah, so you've got yours in there, Mary. And then let's take a look at, did your brain get sources in it?
Yeah.
Mine's not reading the sign.
Okay, and then, oh, yours is currently reading pages, okay, that's good.
Sorry, do you know how to save
Okay,
save the
refreshing your
settings for the
page.
agent? Cause I filled all this
The actual
out
page.
and then
Oh,
changed
yeah,
the page.
each one,
Yeah.
if you go down,
Yeah,
you have
try
to
refreshing
save
your
the
page.
section.
See if
Okay,
that's-
thank you.
Sorry about that.
No, no problem. That was my fault.
That's still going there. And then, so yours couldn't read the site, so let me see let me see your website URL. So you used MP Design.
Yeah, and it's a WordPress,
Okay, yeah.
is that?
No, that's fine. Actually, our public facing site is also WordPress. Okay, and maybe what we can do with yours, since I'll take a look at what's going on. There are some sites that the scanners just really struggle with because of the way that they're set up.
Hmm.
And so this could be one of those situations. So if you have like some kind of a document, you could even just do honestly a copy of your website, like if you press Control A. On your own website, not this
Oh,
one,
my
yeah,
own
yeah.
website.
Yeah, and then Control C. And then let's go back here and then go to add info. And then just go to paste text. And try pasting that in there. Okay, and yeah, so that's gonna, at least you get something in there. Okay.
And so that is
Right, and
another
yours
way of
is still
future,
waiting, and
if
then Corey,
anyone
if you're
wants
getting
to
there.
add more
Yeah, there's
information, you can add it
There's that.
one by one, like if you have
Okay.
documents, meeting notes, memo, internal guidelines that maybe you want to have accessible to the public, then, you can always upload documents, single web pages. We have a couple clients who we've gone through and copied all of their positive reviews from Google and Yelp and pasted them in so that there's that like history of success. So, yeah, there's a lot of different ways to add to your brain.
Okay, and then let's take a look at yours. Let's
Yeah,
do,
it's not doing anything.
yeah, your seems like you're just starting on a trial capacity. Go to add info instead. All right, and then hit crawl my website. Let's just try it one more time in there. Let's put your website URL in. Okay, so yeah, let's just X out of there. And then it really doesn't like, it keeps not going. How about this? Let's do the same thing I had with Manuel. Let's go to your website and let's just copy like kind of, if you have a page that has as much information as possible, let's just get it on there. The crawler it's one of those things where what actually happens is there's a third-party service that actually does the crawling, and crawling websites is kind of notoriously challenging. And so again, it's one of those things that isn't going to work for everyone. So also one thing while we're here, if you guys do have, let's say, a document or PDF that has a lot of information about your business that you would want your assistant to know, you can actually add that as a source. So
Yeah, any flyers or even,
Press or anything like that.
yeah,
sure, yeah, you press Control A on your page there, like go click somewhere on your page. Or command.
Can I do that while
That's just a
scanning?
select all.
yeah, you should be able to add,
Command C.
elements. Is yours still scanning your site?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then go back here.
Yeah, and then, yeah.
If we just go to the
access.
home, does that show us when it's done scanning?
Yeah.
So if you go
And then
down,
these
you can
steps.
see that it's added these sources,
steps.
so
Okay.
it looks like it's done.
Okay, great.
And so at that point, yeah, you can continue to add sources if you want, or,
From the work.
Command.
yeah, from your website or upload documents.
And just, click
okay.
add
If
text.
there's other websites, so some of the sites that don't work
Is there
are
anything
social
with
media
that?
sites, so you can't do Facebook, you can't do Instagram.
Just add text, that will get-
I don't think you
Yeah.
can do Yelp because those
Okay.
sites don't want AI crawlers on them, they don't want their data mined.
Okay.
So you'd have to like copy paste for
Okay,
that.
got it.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like right now at least, there's obviously the website scanner is one of those things that,
Yeah, if it doesn't work, you have to do it manually. which-
yeah. Okay, but I think we could all move along to kind of the next phase of this, which is.
Training. So in your assistant sidebar, there is a sub tab called training. And so here we are going to get into the gritty of it. So basically you will see there's what we call flagged conversations. So those can either be testing conversations where you internally are asking your assistant like questions and seeing how it responds, or those could be from your website that have been flagged as like not correct. Right now, it's not on anyone's website, so these are all internal. But now we're gonna test it and correct it. So this is the part we were talking about earlier where it takes a lot of feedback.
in order to get these things right. So, on the little chat bot on the side, yeah, thank you. So, yeah. Here you can see a testing window. And so you can enter questions and then get responses. If you like the response, good, keep going, ask more. That is, everything's good. But if it comes out with something that you don't like, or incorrect information, or it doesn't know, then you can give it instructions in here and talk to it like a person and say, I want you to say exactly these words, or generally like, hey, like, have a more fun tone. I wish you'd be friendlier to our customers. So this is a really great place for you to coach this this assistant so that it starts learning. And then once feedback, it will ask like, hey, did I get this right? And you can say yes or no. And then you add it to brain, which means everything that you say in here and the corrections that you make will be added into its like permanent learning, so that the next time someone asks those questions, it won't make the same mistakes. It will now have the knowledge in order to correctly answer those questions. So here you can see flagged conversations. These might have been internally. See, yeah, flagged on website, that means this came from the public facing website. Test chat means it was done in here privately. So,
So yeah, at this point, just on your own, yeah, get up, make sure you're on your own, bombixlabs.com/app. And then, yeah, go over, so yeah, Mary underneath assistant here. Over training.
Yeah, when this is
Yeah, and
active
so
on our
here's where you can
website,
ask the first
do we
question
have
you
the
want.
ability to see kind of like the audit trail or just like the history of conversations that
Yes.
have gone through?
Yes.
We can see how
you
people
can
are being
see everything that
helped.
people ask. And you
Okay.
can see all of their conversations.
Great.
And they also have the ability, like if you ask, hey, what kind of AI services do you offer? And they're like, well, you offer house painting. You're like, no.
Yeah.
If someone thumbs down that answer, then it will send feedback to you and it'll show up here and say,
nice.
this is the wrong answer. So then you like,
You can train it.
yeah, you can train it.
Okay.
You can let your team train it, and your customers can also.
Yeah, exactly.
Not, obviously, they don't give you a ton of
That's their
feedback,
job,
but
is, right,
you know,
asking questions
if
for
they
customers.
spot something that your team doesn't, then that's helpful.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And it is really helpful to start being able to see trends over time too. Sometimes the questions that you think people are wondering are not what they actually ask. Yeah, the way they interact with an AI is different than how they do.
Yeah, and how we may think they would.
Yeah, yeah, they're less polite.
Well,
Yeah,
you can
probably.
do it, it's not getting
Because I
it
feel
right.
like frequently I'm just like, agent, please,
Yeah.
human.
Yeah.
And then with
Yeah.
this, we can kind of refine the script
Yes.
through this training and how they.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, and it does take several times, and sometimes like you might notice like, oh, there's a big chunk of knowledge that's missing. And so then you can go back into the brain and like add that. And so for me, a lot of times I will like go into AI, like a ChatGPT, and basically be like, hey, here's the information, like put together a document that puts together like all of these different sources into a document, and then I'll upload that.
Okay.
And then that way, you don't have to write everything out.
It's helpful.
The way I like to think of it is this mode you're in right now, this is like your new hire. They just showed up, they've read your employee handbook. Your employee handbook might be missing some things. You might not have given them everything they need to know. And so they're gonna be a little bit, maybe a little bit slow at first. But over time, you can either talk to them. This would be like talking to them in person and being like, no, we're open at 9 on Wednesdays. You know, was that like, you remember that, and then you can make sure to remember that. Or it might turn out that you'll need to actually upload additional sources. Like you're like, oh, I totally forgot to share this part of my employee handbook or this part of my business. But this is a good way to basically see what does your assistant know? What is actually known about your organization based on what you've added to that brain so far? Let's see which one I even want you know. Show me switch to the slides.
I mean, I think a visual walkthrough is handy at this point. And then at a certain point, if you're happy with how the assistant is answering you, you can close the conversation by clicking this little check mark, which will then put it into resolved issues, which don't have any done. But let's say I'm happy with that. In this case, no changes were added to Brain because we liked everything that it said, but now it'll show up down here. It's kind of like an archive. But if you want to view it again, you can always open it a second time and add stuff.
And one thing to note too, with this training, just like a new employee, this initial part of it is gonna be a little bit slower, because what's happening every time you basically are asking a question, it at first is gonna be a little bit cautious. It's really gonna think through, and it doesn't wanna get things wrong. It doesn't wanna disappoint you. But what happens over time, as your assistant actually gets used, it basically gets more and more confident and faster. So I've seen some of you seeing kind of the loading spinner, and I know that that's boring. And seems a little slow, but that actually is a bit intentional, because you really want this thing to ultimately, by the time you're ready to share it, have confidence in the answers. You want to be able to trust it, not just be like, I don't know, I don't, this isn't really ready for prime time. So that's what's going on there.
So I'm sorry, if you wanna add on to the response of the assistant, where do you do that?
Yeah,
Like if you wanna direct it to a specific page on your website?
yeah, so you could literally right here, if you have that website.
Oh,
You
like
could
right here.
Yeah, so this mode here, it is answering questions like it would answer to a visitor. But
Uh-huh.
you could then also, in there, you're training it. Think of it like this, you've got this new employee. And you're kind of like grilling them a little bit, like, so you read the training book, right?
Yeah.
Like, you read about what we do, like, prove it, tell me what you know. And then if they don't answer right, that's where you can then go in here and say, no, the right answer is this. So try that, Manuela, and
I
then,
mean, this is essentially the right answer, but I also wanna, point to particular page on the website.
yeah, well, you can tell it that, say, yes, that's correct. However,
Okay.
also include this URL.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you limit the assistant to a specific page on your website
As far as where it would like send people,
where it would live?
where it would live, yes, you
Yeah.
can, yeah. So that kind of gets into the integration side, where you are now choosing, where do I want this assistant, right? And so we've set it up, if you've got a WordPress website, there's actually a plugin for Bombix Labs you can add. And there, you can either do a site-wide bubble launcher, like I'll show you that actually. So for Strong North Tahoe, we have this site-wide bubble launcher here, and this is every page on this site, right? There's also the ability to have this style where you can literally drop it in anywhere that you want on the website.
So then it's not omnipresent.
Yeah. And then if you have your own website, basically, if it's not WordPress based, we have a JavaScript embed, which is in settings, kind of down near here. And obviously you would need to have, someone who, either it's you, someone like me, someone who knows how to get into the HTML of the actual page. And if you just wanted it on one page, you would just add this widget code, this HTML embed code, just to that one page. Yeah. And of course, with this stuff too, right? This, if you start wanting to get to like a much more specific integration, that's where, it would take some, yeah, exactly. So we try to make this like self-serve out of the box to a certain extent, but when it starts getting to the more custom integration specific stuff, then we can, follow up and help with that.
Has everyone had a chance to ask and go through a few questions with your assistant?
Mhm.
All right, are we ready to?
Yeah, let's get over to the dashboard. Or to the link.
Computer.
That's fine. Right. So the
Oh,
brain,
yeah, so we
brain
were,
time.
yeah, we were talking about this, so. The brain, like we were saying earlier, your assistant draws all of its answers from your brain. So the sources you put into it make a big difference as to the quality of the output. So you can put in your, like, right now we put in your website, but if you upload documents, share your FAQs, having your team do coaching, like training it. You can copy emails, upload your policies, that kind of stuff. Those are really helpful so that when people ask questions of it, it will know like, oh yeah, we like carry workers' comp insurance up to $300,000, whatever it is. And so being able to draw upon all of this knowledge from different sources, rather than if someone called about a policy and they got your team member, they might have to like go look it up and then come back and tell you. If it's in your business brain, then it's available to all these different services, whether it's an assistant.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Don't touch the technology. Or, you know, a more custom integration like lead follow-up or reports or replies. So,
oh, it is a touch screen, by the way, so if you touch it, you'll break it.
this is no way.
Don't do it, don't do it.
It's not.
It is.
It is?
It is.
I don't think it controls my computer. It just controls the bad things.
No,
Don't do
it
it,
doesn't.
don't do it.
No, it doesn't. Okay, so yeah, you guys have had a chance to do some uploading and we've talked about the business brain a little bit. So now, we're gonna do some fun stuff, which is we're gonna pair off and share our assistants with each other and give other people in this room the opportunity to test out our like version 1 AI assistant. And then you can see like, oh, these questions that my friend across the table from me asked actually are not the questions that I would have thought people were asking. And so, you know, give each other a good amount of feedback, give thumbs up, thumbs down, so that we can all grow and learn from this. So, yeah, ask a few questions. Do you want to tell them how to get to the sharing?
Well,
link?
I think let's get our partner pairs first, so,
Okay,
yeah, then I'll get there.
okay, how about everyone?
I'll pop out. I'll pop out. This will help me remember.
Okay, all right.
We can do, why don't we do a group of, why don't you stick around, join a group of 2, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll have one group of 3 and then 2 groups of 2, yeah? Do you guys want to be a group?
Yeah, I think that's good, and then, yeah, so how about, you want to just do both, same side of the table, you think, or?
Yeah, either way.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, how about this, how about, DJ, you guys wanna, you guys will be partners, you'll be partners over there, and then you all.
We'll have the tripod over here.
Okay, and then,
Okay.
yeah, I'll show you how to get your assistant link so you can share them with each other. So what you'll do in your assistant, go to your dashboard.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for them. Still training.
Oh, when you go to the testing link.
And so this is my testing link, or at least this is the testing link for Incorporate North Tahoe. See, I wore my shirt, couldn't see that. One of the many things we're involved in. But each of you for your assistant will have your own training link. If you go in the app, you go over to assistant in the dashboard, you'll see that. So make sure everyone's there. And so that's what you're gonna share with your partner.
Do I need to do, I thought you said something about the brain, do I need to do something after I've
No, at
trained
this
it,
point.
or I can just go to the dashboard and go there?
Yeah, you can go to the dashboard. These are always, this is always gonna be here, so if you wanna come back and do more there, you can keep that conversation going. Again, it's sort of like your employee at this point, you taught them some things, they've got some stuff in their brain. They're always ready to learn more. You can always improve. And that's how the system is set up. It's really set up so that as you teach it, as questions come in, as you give it corrections, it's just gonna continue to improve. So, yeah, so at this point though, yeah, the dashboard, so yeah, that's what you want to share with Manuela there. So yeah, this URL, so this is yours, right?
Right.
So what you want to do that is share that with Manuela. And so as far as how to do that, I would basically maybe open a new tab and then share your URL with her. However, whatever you guys think is the easiest
Yeah,
way.
either email or.
Do you want to just go with this?
Sure.
Wherever you
Yeah.
guys think.
Hey, you guys got your new contacts, isn't everything of it?
I just left those. Right, let's see if I can put social media into it, but.
Oh, that's
Oh.
fun.
It's your email.
Test it.
Yeah.
Or to like train it on social media,
It-
on our social media.
They block it.
Email.
I tried to add Instagram events and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
Instagram and Facebook and all those social medias have a lot of blocking up to keep AI from crawling their sites, which I'm like, all right, that's fair. I also don't want AI on all of my social media, so
Yeah,
fair.
but if it's like a business account.
Yeah,
Designer.
but
Design.
yeah, I don't know. I wonder if there's a way to like export your own content,
Like you couldn't give it the password or something.
something like that. Yeah.
There is on LinkedIn, there probably is on.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good.
Like Taplio and other sources, you
Mhm.
can just download like a CSV of already. It's hard to get like comments though.
Yeah.
So that's.
But-
Yeah, we just do like all
always
of our
want to get comments.
Posts and
stuff
events, yeah.
on there. Should we actually wanna go?
I can email you my link
Okay.
or.
What are your guys' email addresses? I'll just start a thread.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, I just did my personal with this, but it's
Okay,
just
yeah.
E.M. Dressler, DRESSLAR
Okay.
at gmail.com.
And
Corey,
the.
CORY, Corey at North Carolina Chamber.
Are you talking radio?
But I did one of my bars in the Bay Area.
Okay, I don't think it matters, but yeah, this.
Yeah.
Mary's assistant, and then you guys can just reply and.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank you.
Sent.
Yeah, and then once everyone's kind of got their buddy's assistant loaded on there. The goal, once you've got it up, the idea is just to start playing around, start asking your partner's assistant any questions, right? And, have some fun here, because what will happen.
Get mine?
Do you guys wanna just reply and?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're trying to.
And then at the end of this workshop, we can share all of the training links within this room so that you guys can test each other's out and continue to help one another.
Because the way you gotta think about this is, you wouldn't just do one training session with a new employee. It would be something that over time, you would kind of continue to teach them and help them better know your business, your culture. How do we talk to people that come into the shop, that sort of thing. So it's kind of meant to be, this is meant to be kind of like a kickoff to actually turning this thing into something that you really could,
Okay.
suppose I could put all the links up there right now.
I'll start right with yours.
Yeah, I was trying to
Night
count my
Hire.
hours.
Yeah.
That was, I was stumped on that one.
So Night Hiron is a bar.
And you click on it.
Yes.
Sharon. Yeah.
About my company. So,
My app.
we offer AI implementation services in certain areas such as client communications. So we automate AI agents to support communication and routine follow-up with clients or responding to their inquiries. And essentially what we do is we take a company's like main communication and templates, so like their emails, we make any information that's really clear to them, contracts and standard operating agreements, trainings for their main tasks that they have, and we put it all in a knowledge base that then the company can leverage for creating communications or for team enablement to support the team in having different knowledge base they can query, so they can ask questions of it, they can create new documents based on the templates in that knowledge base.
and it just houses all of the main key information that the company utilizes in everyday tasks and communication. It's all anonymized, so it doesn't include client sensitive data, so that's never used in the third party systems, but basically our system supports just team enablement. So it can be used for training, used for just consistently tasks across all those members utilizing the solid base.
Oh, yeah.
Allows them to query it, and then it also allows them to just utilize it for communication, so it will auto draft emails in the company's voice based on symbols that are in that knowledge base, if that kind of helps. But
Yeah.
you can just ask it whatever.
Yeah.
How
so
can
I'll
you help
do-
me
I'll do
today?
with Erica if you want to do
Yeah.
Mary's.
Yeah, great, we'll do. Okay.
Mine is
Yeah.
a coaching
It gave me my first.
mastermind for ambitious moms.
Sounds wonderful. Hey,
Yeah.
hey. Well, my ambitious mom, I love it.
Just
And you'll see on these that there are thumbs up and thumbs down, so as the tester of your buddy's assistant, if you think the answer is kind of lame, could be better, thumbs down that and see what happens. Like, I encourage you to do some thumbs down, because that actually is gonna be feeding into what we're gonna do after this. And if you like it, you can give it a thumbs up, give it a little bit of encouragement. Again, every one of these interactions that someone has with your assistant is actually teaching it behind the scenes. It's kind of like helping it to reinforce its own learning.
Did you upload?
It's asking me more questions, and if he's going to.
No, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
I know.
Not at this point, I don't have a playlist.
Hasn't learned anything yet.
Settings. And further.
So I've been seeing,
Just
the
see if you can
advertisements
upload
for the
anything, because
Uncommon
she said she-
Business
Oh, yeah.
program.
Oh,
Did
nice.
you enjoy it?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of it. You know, it's really, it's you guys,
What was that?
it sounds
So
like
you're
you're
in
doing the
training.
implementation there of what they're teaching. So I'm at
Oh,
about this, like I just attended a session today where they taught us how to like draft emails into voice and like,
Yeah.
automatically send them to customers and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
you have to still implement it yourself. So it's quite expensive though. My friend, owns a small business and just got me like a sign that I paid her.
Yeah, so
But
when
it was like.
that, and not to that issue.
Oh, wow.
Their website.
Yeah.
So like, I
Not-
mean, there's like
Like, they would
thousands of
scan.
people in it. Crazy. So they really good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I do have a lot of AI through my algorithm. I have been seeing her trainings pop up a lot. She's
And
really
then-
great
Yeah,
at.
either-
Really
does-
happy
yeah.
her-
And she showed like
Yeah.
how she like reverse engineered her ads with
If
like
you didn't know the
Alex
answer, that's fine.
Hormozy,
Yeah.
Hunter Big Gloves, and like
So now.
some other, like, it's like basically her prompts are like using Alex Hormozy's playbook and like yada yada other
For
things.
marketing?
Yeah, for marketing. What are the best,
Interesting.
and then she'll be like, tell me everything's wrong with this, like, let's check it, whatever, and like, yeah, so she's kind of showing like a little bit of like for. Cause that's, my friend was like, my friend's in marketing too, and she's like, this is the best thing I saw. She went to $100 webinar and I think $10,000 this course. I was like, oh God, like you guys just cancel Canva because it's like $10 a month. Like, this would be like the most amazing thing you guys like invested in. So, but I think it can be really helpful and automate
Yeah.
for them. It can save them like an employee.
Definitely.
You know, so
it's more of like the strategy of it, not, and then you have
They
to
show
have an
you how to
implementer
implement.
that
Yeah.
can implement.
but like my friend and her husband are like a couple of things, so like they were both doing men's, so they could implement it. But I'm saying like for friends, it sounds like you're going in and like helping businesses like.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like a lot of.
Yeah, definitely. Like we have an implementation team, but I think like the way that I've seen her add, it's like a workshop program that looks really interesting in terms of how to automate certain areas of your business. Yeah, okay. And the marketing.
That's the one I'm in, I think. It's like
Okay.
every week there's a different like,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
really good and she's
Yeah.
really. Over like and she shows like really good. She'll be like, and I built like it's taking away the scariness of it. It's like I want to build
it down.
Yeah, like kind of like this. Yeah, it's like okay,
Easy
here's how you
to-
do it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, that's
It's like,
basically.
I just went to one a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
really,
It just has a bunch of like.
so I think at this point,
Mm.
if there are a few more things you guys wanna test, like, this is.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like.
I'm asking
Oh, I-
her.
And then it also groups how you do like an AI commercial.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, for a real service. I mean, I think you did that.
Like you might see it, it's
Well,
like.
what you.
ChatGPT prompt or-
I had like different stuff, so you start with a conversation, you say in ChatGPT, and then you go into. CapCut to make your commercial. Whatever you wanna do, like, I think it's called captions, so you have like.
It's remote.
Influencers, like saying whatever,
Oh.
or there's a different one for you to do your own.
Cool, that's pretty good. So it helps you like automate social media.
That's part of it.
Okay.
Some of them will for, I mean, I think he has like thousands of
Pick your
prompts.
area.
Oh,
There's a few that are free.
Well, no.
Yeah, it's pretty cool what people are coming out with now.
Yeah.
Just like simplifies certain areas, but
Yeah.
actually the opportunities and capabilities.
Well, yeah, saying it was just like being super specific, so he's like,
Yeah.
like the Spielberg commercial process, where it's like, write a 30-second cinematic commercial as 10 sequential texted through AI prompts in JSON as if you were.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so he has like, or he was showing us the versions where it's like, maybe like a monkey, like it spits out a monkey in a suit, and he's like, no, do it as if it was like this kind of film, hyper-realistic, like super detailed, and some stuff.
Really cool.
Yeah. Wow, interesting, okay.
That's a big
You
question.
know, oh, I only do traditional, or I only do contemporary.
Some good training. and-
All right, well, so hey guys, I think
Yeah.
that the next part of this is, hopefully you guys got to experience each other's assistants a little bit and do some thumbs downing, I heard there was some lead capture that already happened, we just helped someone get a lead they can now follow up
Oh,
with.
wow.
And so the next step, what I want you to do is in your assistant, go to your assistant's dashboard. And that's the next thing I want to show you. Let me know when everyone's there. And then what you're gonna see now is you can actually see the flag conversations will be kind of your primary thing where you can actually see exactly what people are marking as things they didn't like. So that's where you can actually go now and see, oh, what did people actually have issues with? These are your opportunities to now train your assistant. You can see, oh, here's what the problems were. Here's what people were saying they didn't like. And what you can actually do now, just like you were doing before, in one of these flag conversations, you can see what the conversation was. And now you can either say, I don't care, which you would hit the trash can at the top right of your flag conversation. If it's fine, you're like, I don't need to work on that. But if you do want to actually improve the way that your assistant answers from this point on, that's your opportunity in this chat to say, this is what you should have said. And then you can teach your assistant from that point on to use that as what it would answer the next time. So I would love for everyone now to actually try correcting one of the flag conversations, say what it should have said, and just sort of see how that flow goes for you. Let's see if we've got a good flag conversation.
I'm gonna try to give you something now. Will this be able to handle common typos?
Yeah,
Able to, okay.
yeah,
I
exactly.
realized I wrote a typo in it. It actually.
It's kind of like ChatGPT where it does it.
Cool.
The layers, I mean, not to get too technical, but the layers behind this is every time you send a message, it's basically, there's like one AI person that's gonna say, wait, what did the person actually say? So it's typos, it will figure that out basically.
For the Google reviews, I tried to just like copy and paste this, but it said that's not it. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to click that.
Let's see, what were you trying to do?
I was trying to have it summarize the reviews,
Oh, like the,
like the customer reviews.
oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, in order to do that, to get this information in there, this is one of those times where like, it's not gonna be able to go and open up.
All these.
Yeah, cause this is, they honestly make this intentionally not scrapable,
Okay.
cause Google doesn't want other
Okay, so I
content.
should just use the Yelp one.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that probably the best way that might work,
Instead
again,
of dude.
and what you can do, if you do add that as a source, so like Corey, go into your brain.
Yeah, I added it right there.
Okay, and like, that's not actually, in this context, it was like, it might say. It's not gonna go and start scanning that URL. To actually get it to scan that URL, you'd want to go to your brain
Okay,
and try adding that as
Got it.
as a source.
okay. Is there a limit on the number of sources, by the way?
No,
Okay.
So I've made a correction in this particular conversation where like I didn't like the way it was speaking. It said the main reasons in the information here are, and I'm like, it doesn't sound like you're a part of the organization. It sounds like you're just reading and spitting it back to me. So then I said, speak as a representative of the company. The main reasons are not referring to in the information. So it says, it'll tell you like, okay, here's the change I think I'm gonna make. And then at this point, you can add that to Brain. And that means that this update and this coaching will be followed in the future. So in future chats, it will say like, main reasons for incorporation are, and speak from first person. So you don't have to say exactly what's wrong, but you can also give it tweaks as to the tone you want it to take, like be fun, be serious, however you want it to speak.
You uploaded a voice and tone guide in the source documents. Would it read that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one of them.
Cool.
yeah, and that's like, and that is an interesting question, because in the source documents, I guess you'd be thinking about from the assistant perspective, it might see that as something to use as its knowledge in answering questions. So it actually might be something that you would more want to set up as the way your assistant should speak. And there's a little bit of a separation between that organizational knowledge, which is like what your company does and all of that, and then what the assistant actually, how it will say that.
Like the instructions versus the source.
Yeah, so probably the better place to do that. And that's actually a good question, and something we could explore setting up a little bit more. If you actually go into your assistant settings, you can then go, and here would be. Yeah, I'm gonna look at that more, because that's a good question. I hadn't honestly considered having like a whole style guide where you could really have that baked in from the get-go. Cool. So yeah, I'm thinking about that. Thanks, Mary. I mean, that's the fun thing too right now, is that you guys are kind of early on with this whole thing, and so we can very much make this what works for you.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah, so it's the new answer.
We'll go back to
Sure.
wherever we are. Yeah. So obviously this can take a while to get to where you want to be. It's gonna take not just you, but probably your family, your friends, work associates to go through it. But once it is done, you go through the testing and everything, you can find the install instructions to actually have that little widget live on your site. And you can find that in the assistant settings. So when you're on the Bombex Labs page, if you go under assistant settings, where we did like the look and feel and avatar, it'll have instructions for install, and then you can get it set up on your site wherever you want. And then I know there's been some questions about like what happens after that? Like, is there a way to make a follow-up email after that? Can we like have them upload information and we send back a generated like estimate? That kind of stuff we can definitely handle, but it's not out of the box. That's more of a custom integration, but totally possible. And there's our contact information if you have any questions, comments, or want to go build something a little more exciting.
Yeah, and then see, do we have any more after this?
Just a thank you page.
Perfect, well, thank you.
Yeah.
And then I think at this point here, actually, I'll leave this up right here in case anyone wants to grab some more of that information. So, yeah, I think at this point, before we kind of move along to the last, where we actually share all of the assistance, and we'll follow up with an email too, where we'll include this recording, we'll include the links to all the public assistant pages that you all created, so you can kind of like test each other's assistance out, continue the fun. But at this point, I guess, any questions at this point?
So one question, so I did see there's like an integration for WordPress, so you just copy that onto your.
Yeah, so if you go to your own website and you're logged in to WordPress.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so you can go to like mpdesign/wp admin. And then once you're there.
And do you know with the sources that we could attach or provide, if it's best to have them not be super text heavy, or can it also take visuals? Are there better
It's better to be
formats?
text heavy.
Better, okay.
Because it can't like give you an image back. It's a chat bot essentially.
At least with this part, I mean,
yeah.
with custom integration, we could definitely, a lot more becomes possible. What happens just at a conceptual level is all of your sources basically are these like documents, website pages, PDFs, it's all these different things. As you add them, it actually kind of creates a underneath the hood memory of knowledge, all that. It's generally when you're asking your assistant, it's not actually going and rereading every single source. It's basically already learned that. And every time you train it, you are actually updating that kind of like, oh, okay, here's the information from all these different places. Here's what I can.
Yeah, it basically creates a Cliff Note version that it keeps, and you can look at and download and correct if you want to, but text is better for this particular assistant.
Yeah.
If you were,
yes, over here.
if you were pasting in text from the reviews, do you need to tell it that's what the reviews, or just?
I mean, you could just say, here's a bunch of reviews, and then paste a bunch of reviews.
They all mix into the search, right?
Will it flag conflicts in source material? So it says like this is this, but it's.
Yeah, like we open at 9 versus we open at 9:30 kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I built, the way I have it set up is basically the more recent the source material, or especially if it's something you train, that takes precedence. It's just like us, right? Like we might have had a teacher who taught us one thing, and then later on we're like, oh wow, that last teacher didn't know what they're talking about. And basically the more recent learning that we had becomes basically, we learn to let go of the old thing. We remember that we were taught that, but we know it's wrong. So this system is set up to be the same way. There was actually a recent research paper out of OpenAI where they call it agent dreaming. And that's actually part of what we have built in here, is that our system basically dreams every night while we're asleep. And it basically then it's like active memory, the things it's most ready to recall. It makes sure it only has the stuff that shouldn't, all the stuff it should forget. It kind of pushes it down. It's still there somewhere, but it won't rely on that as its first part of its answer.
Thanks.
Yeah, so there you go.
Are you replying through social media? Is that what you're trying to set up with Yelp?
No,
reviews?
I'm just
With this
uploading.
current
that
installation, so we have a
to generate
trial
very much
period, or-
information.
yeah.
I mean,
How long does
taking
it last?
whatever is
So it's
in all
30
five
day
years,
trial.
cool. Yeah, he's taking it in and.
And
To
then,
train it, to
to
respond
train
to
it,
those
yeah,
reviews.
yeah.
That's
internal
cool.
testing,
Even after like
things like that.
testimonial.
That does
if
it.
your client does or.
You probably
Once
have
you
more
have it,
information about that than our
trials,
website does.
presentations.
That's cool.
Each message is not a conversation, a conversation.
If I had my other computer, I could like.
Like
pull our
in
content
the
on you right
end,
now.
in one of the chats, someone could ask you 100 different things.
Okay.
And it's only once they basically walk away from that
Got
and
it.
move on, or it turns into a lead. That's how a conversation is considered. So yeah, but at this point, yeah, y'all have, 30
A free
days.
account.
Yeah.
And then it will be on every page of the website.
If you want, actually, so I can show, yeah, so you can add this as, once you're on one of your pages of your site with the WordPress plugin, for example, you can actually add that as a block. So what I would do is, so you want to activate it, of course. So Manuel is on the WordPress version of this. There's a special plugin that I put together for WordPress. Versus normally, it was what I was showing you with your website, you would have that JavaScript and you could put that on some specific page or all pages, up to you. And then of course, like I said before, if it is something that you want as kind of more of a specialized integration, that's where we're here to help.
Is there a way to set it up too, to where like you have maybe a few sample answers or like questions that they can start asking, where it's like a button almost that they.
Like a common FAQ kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's what we call a great feature request.
Yeah,
Just gonna get
one
going.
of the ways we've done that in the past is when you're in the settings, the very first comment that it gives you, it's like, hi, I'm your assistant, I can help you answer questions, blah, blah, blah. You could say, what would you like to know? Like,
Yeah.
what is blah, 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 and give them a couple
Possible,
ideas, yeah. Which would be,
Okay.
it wouldn't be like buttons that they would push, but it would at least give them some ideas of
Yeah,
like the
definitely.
kinds of questions you want them to ask.
Great.
All right, yeah, so I think we're kind of getting to the end of the session here. What time is it? Are we over? Probably over. Oh, 5:31, so don't wanna delay the fun. Any last questions? Anything anyone wants? I mean, we're gonna stick around for a few more minutes here for sure. But is anything else on your minds? Any takeaways? Anything you want to share?
Just so impressive, you guys built this, it's really cool.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I had a question actually. So what would you say is like the defining difference between this and just having a like notebook LM?
No, it's a great question. I mean, with a notebook LM, like you've done, you've added a bunch of documents, you've shared a public link. So people can go directly to Notebook LM that you've shared and they can ask it questions, which is great. Notebook LM is a fantastic product. Like I use it all the time, right? I use it to create podcasts, I can listen and remember things. But can you put Notebook LM on your website? Can that be something where it would basically help facilitate the outcomes you want people to take when they're on your website, right? Notebook LM is not going to capture a lead for you. It's not going to get someone to a sales page for an e-commerce product, right? So I guess that's where I would say is the biggest difference is that this belongs to you. It's entirely it's entirely for you and your website versus Notebook LM is more like a generalist. They want to keep you in their product. So that's the biggest difference.
To get, like if you were using Notebook LM, you could just put like a link on your website, but you can't have anything like on your website.
Like once someone's in Notebook LM, they're off your website, right?
Yeah,
you could probably maybe tell Notebook LM like always try to get people to come back to your website or something, but Notebook LM is more of a research tool, right? Or like
it's not going to email you like their contact info.
Yeah. So this is kind of really meant to give you the power, the capability of a ChatGPT, of a Notebook LM, a Gemini, a Claude, but specifically targeted at your website, at what you are doing. So that's
Or more than your website too, because if you do have
True.
like policies and documents and that kind of stuff, it can draw from that information as well. So giving people more information than you would like have publicly.
All right, I'll move along to the thank you.
And yeah, so I just want to say thanks to everyone for coming here. I mean, a little bit of a way you guys are, this is our first North Tahoe Chamber workshop where we showcased the assistant. So thanks for bearing with us. I know the website crawler had a few hiccups for some of you. That's one of those things I'm gonna go and beat it up when I get back. Well, come on. But I want to thank you. And so one thing just to reiterate too with all this is that the reason we are sharing the website assistant is because it is kind of the most direct way that you can see what your organization, what this brain knows about your organization. The whole concept here is the assistant is a starting point. Once you have a brain that knows your organization, knows what you want, knows what you offer, you can start hooking up other tools. So it's like that automatic email, the automatic nurturing campaign I talked about for the paint company. Their organization's brain knows all of their several 100,000 different pages, which are product pages, because all these colors, all these cars over the years. And because of that, we were able to set up this automated nurture sequence. Every single email that gets drafted is hitting the brain, and it's using what's in the brain to then create every additional email automatically. And so that's the assistant is kind of the first place, but there's a lot of other tools you can hook up. Just think of it like, what could someone, if you could have them join your company tomorrow, they could help you generate more sales, what would you have them do? And we're kind of at the point with agentic AI, especially when you have a brain that knows your organization that you trained, that it's all possible now. So I'll just say thanks for coming, everyone, and we're happy to answer questions after this. Yeah, that's all.
Please eat some cheese and crackers.
Yes, drink some wine. There's beer in the cooler or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Great.
And I was just gonna say too, the user interface is really user friendly.
Oh,
It just, it's really great. Yeah.
Speaking my love language.
It really is.
Yeah, the original version I came out of my brain, and Mari was just like, this is
Yeah, it's like we gotta start.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how we work together. Yeah. So, you know, if any of you end up working with us, you'll see that Mari's the one that will really help like kind of shape the vision. And then I go and I lock myself away and I just do whatever she tells me to do. And make it so.
Yeah, I say I'm the driver and you're the engine, so.
Nice.
Yeah, it works.
Great, awesome.
Well, thank you guys all for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
And the fun thing too is we can definitely really hone this in for
Yeah.
customized.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. I was at a client meeting and I ended up having over.
Yeah.
Thanks. I really,
Thank you.
good.